Assalamu alaikum students, hope you all will be fine. Today our topic is square root of a decimal. The square root of a decimal number can be found by using the division method and factorization method. It means that if we have a decimal value, we can find the square root by both method, division method and factorization method. For example, we have 0.1. 0.1 square means 0.1 multiplies 0.1. This is a decimal value and the square of a decimal value is 0.01. Similarly, minus 0.1 multiply minus 0.1 is equal to 0.01 because minus multiply with minus we have plus. Similarly, there are many examples like 0.01 square is equal to 0.0001 and then 0.111 square is equal to 0.012321. Similarly, we have a decimal value which is 0.2. 0.2 square is equal to 0.04 and 0.5 square is equal to 0.25, and this square can be found by the multiplication of 0.5 with 0.5. It means that if we have a value 0.25, we get square root of 0.25 by division method or by factorization method to removing a point and convert it into fraction. Similarly, next, the number of digits after decimal point is always even. It means that when we solve a square root of a decimal value, after decimal we have a even number digits. For example, we have 1.2346, and if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, after the decimal we have even number. Similarly, 2.124368. After decimal, if we count the number of digits, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit, which is an even number. Here we have working steps for division method, which are used for the decimal number. So the first step we have, count the number of digits after decimal point in the decimal fraction. If the number is not even, make it even by placing 1 0 to extreme right to the number. This does not affect the value of the number. For example, we have a value with decimal 2.463. If we count after the digits number, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 is not an even number, so we put 0 to convert into even number. Now we see that 1, 2, 3, 4, after decimal we have an even number. So this does not affect the value. Similarly, we have 23.43345, and if we count after decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits we have, 5 is not an even number, so we put 0 to make the digits after decimal even. Now we have 3 and 3, 6 digits, which is even number. For incomplete square decimal fraction, take additional pairs of zeros at the end of even number of digits after the decimal in order to obtain the result to the desired number of places of decimal. It means we have value 2.4368. 4368, these are already even number 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes value doesn't enough, so we take pair of 0 as desired. Next, we have starting from the first digit after decimal mark of each pair of digits. For example, we have a value 23.4638. Now we make pair after digit, first digit after decimal. So the first digit after decimal is 4, so we make pair from 4 6 then 3 8. It means that when we are going to make pair, we take first value after digit to make pair and then next. Next we have for the digits lying to the left of the decimal mark every pair starting with the digit in the unit place. For example, we have a value 23.4638. Left side of the decimal is 3. We make pair from the left side of starting from unit place. The rest of the calculation is same as the case of positive integers. Next we have the decimal is placed as soon as all the digits in the integral part of the exhausted, and the process is continued until the last after the decimal has been taken in consideration. It means that we move decimal according to the question. If we have two pair, it means that after the two values we put a point on the upper side. So now we start an example which is 126.1129. If we follow the steps, firstly we count the digits after the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that these are in even number. So next we make pair starting left to the decimal which is 26 and then 1, and right to the decimal which is 11 and then 29. Now we solve the question. We take a value as well as quotient and divisor which is less or equal 1. So we take 1 ones are 1, subtract 1 from 1, we have 0. Now bring down the pair which is 26. Double the value which is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now we take another value which is in circle and we get 1 as well as quotient and divisor 21. 21 multiply 1 we have 21. Now subtract 21 from 26 we get 5, and then bring down another pair which is 11. We have 511. So if we double the value which is 1, 1 plus 1 we have 2. Now the value in the circle we take value as well as quotient and divisor. So we have 222 multiplied by 2 we get 444. Now subtract 444 from 511 we get 67. Now bring down the pair 29. We have 6729 or 6729. Now we double the value which is 2 plus 2 we have 4, and the value in the circle as well as quotient and divisor. So we multiply 2243 with 3 we get 6729. It means that the square root of 126.1129 is equal to 11.23. The working steps before finding out the square root of the decimal number by factorization method may be summarized. The first step, convert the decimal into a common fraction. If we have a decimal value, for example, we have a value 0.36. We convert 0.36 in common fraction. When we convert in common fraction, we put 1 in the place of decimal, and then we have two digits, and in the place of two digits we put 0. Next step, find the square root of a numerator and denominator separately. Means we have numerator 36 and denominator 100. We factorize 36 and then factorize 100. The factorization common factors of 36 is 2 multiply 2, 3 multiply 3. Similarly 100, 2 multiply 2, 5 multiply 5. Now we make pair. In the next step, 2, 2, 3, 3, and of 100, 2, 2, 5, 5. So 2 square means 2 square cut with square root, 3 square cut with square root. Similarly 2 square cut with square root, and 5 square cut with square root. We have 2 multiply 3 and 2 multiply 5. So 2 multiply 3 we have 6 as numerator, and 5 multiplied by 2 we have denominator. It means that the square root of 36 is 6 and 100 is 10, and the square root of 36 by 100 is 6 by 10. And if we change again into decimal, we divide 6 by 10, so it is expressed as 0.6, which is the square root of 0.36. 0.6 the square root of 0.36. Next we have square root of a vulgar fraction. The first step, if the numerator and the denominator of a fraction are both perfect squares, then the square root is obtained by subtracting a fraction with square root of the numerator divided by square root of the denominator. It means that we have a fraction 256 by 400. We subtract the fraction and find the prime factors of 256 and 400. The prime factors of 256, 2 multiplied by 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 2, and the prime factor of 400 are 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, 5 multiplied by 5. Now we write in the square root the factor of the 256 and 400 and then make pair. Next, if both the numerator and denominator of a fraction is not a perfect squares, then multiply both of them by numerator, so the denominator becomes a perfect square. The square root of a numerator is then found in the usual way. It means that if we have a fraction which is not a perfect square,
we multiply numerator and denominator with numerator.
A number that change the denominator into the perfect square. We multiply 10 with 10 and 316 with 10, so we get 3160 and denominator is 100, so 100 is a perfect square. The quotient of a square root of a numerator and that of the denominator is a required square root. It means that the quotient is a square root of numerator as well as denominator. For example, we have a fraction 256 by 400. Firstly, we factorize 256 and divided by 400. So we have our prime factors, which is 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 of 256, and the factors of 400 we have 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. In the next step, we get square root of the factors of 256 and 400. In the next step, we make pair, and then the pair which have square cut with the square root. Then we have 2 multiply 2 multiply 2, which is 16, and 2 multiply 2 multiply 5, which is 20. So it means that square root of 256 by 400 is equal to 16 by 20. The next example we have, find the square root of positive 1000.200001 by 10 raised to power 3. 1000.200001 divided by 10 raised to power 3 means 10 multiply 10 multiply 10, we get 1000. And when we divide 1000.200001 by 1000, we get 1.00020001. Now we find the square root by division method. So firstly we make the pair right to the decimal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, and these are the even numbers. And from the left side we have one pair. So we get a value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 1, 1 ones are 1. Now subtract 1 from 1, we have 0. Now bring down the pair which is 0. 0 is valueless, so when we double 1 plus 1 we have 2. Now there is only we have 0. It means that we want to bring down another pair, so we put 0 as well as quotient and divisor and bring down 0, 2. 0, 2 is also smaller than this value, which is 20 now. So take another pair. For another pair we put another 0 as well as quotient and divisor. Now we bring down another pair. Now the value becomes 200, and here we have also 200, but the 200 is less than this because we take a value as well as quotient and divisor. So we bring down another pair. For bring down another pair, we put 0 as well as quotient and divisor. Now we have 2000, and here we have also 2001. So we multiply 2001 with 1, we have 2001, and subtract, we get 0. It means that the square root of 1000.20001 by 10 raised to power 3 is equal to 1.0001. Exercise 2, question number 3. Find the positive square root of, we have 50.6944.
According to the rules.
Firstly we make pair, and then we have a value 50. We get a value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 7 sevens are 49, which is less than 50. Now we subtract 49 from 50. We have 1. Bring down the pair 69, and point is move on the upper side, so we have 169. Now double this value 7, which is 14 now, and take a value as well as quotient and divisor, which is 1. Now we multiply 141 with 1, we get 141. Subtract 141 from 169, we get 28. Now double the value, which is 1. 1 becomes 2. Now we have 142. And we take a value as well as quotient and divisor, which is 2. 1422 multiplied by 2, we get 2844. So we have 0 after subtraction. It means that the square root of 50.9644 is equal to 7.12. Next we have, by taking square root, we have 22.09. Firstly we make pair, and then we take a value as well as quotient and divisor less than 22. We get 4 4s are 16. If we get 5 multiply 5, we get 25, which is greater than 22. So we take less than 22, which is 16. 4s are 16. Subtract 16 from 22, we get 6. Now bring down the pair, and decimal moves to the upper side, and then double the value 4. 4 plus 4, we have 8. Now take another value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 87. Multiply 87, and by the multiplication we get 609. It means that the square root of 22.09 is equal to 4.7. The next value we have 7.3441. According to the rules, firstly we make pair, and then we take a value as well as quotient and divisor, which is 2. 2 2s are 4. Subtract 4 from 7, we have 3. Now bring down the pair 34, and double the value 2 plus 2, we have 4. Now take another value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 7. 47 multiply 7, we have 329. Subtract 329 from 334, we get 5. Bring down another pair and double the value 7, which is 7 plus 7, we have 14. So 4 and 1 is carry. 4 plus 1, we have 5. Now take another value as well as quotient and divisor, we get 1. So 541 multiply 1, we have 541. Subtract, by subtraction we have 0. So it means that square root of 7.3441 is equal to 2.71. Question number 4. Find the positive square root of, now we have a Vulgar fraction. Multiply 256 with 6 and then add 145. We get 1681 divided by 256. Now we are going to square root of the numerator as well as denominator. So numerator we have 1681. Firstly we make pair, and then we get a value as well as quotient and divisor, which is 4. 4 4s are 16. Subtract 16 from 16, we have 0. Bring down the pair, which is 81. Now double the value 4, which is 8, and take another value as well as quotient and divisor. We want 81, so we get 1 as well as quotient and divisor. 81 multiply 1, we have 81. 1681, it means that square root of 1681, we have 41, and the square root of 256, firstly we make pair, then we get a value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 1. 1 ones are 1. Subtract 1 from 2, we have 156. Bring down the pair, 56, we have 156. Double the value 1, which is 2, and take another value as well as quotient and divisor. We get 6. 26 multiply 6, we have 156. It means that the square root of 256, we have 16. Now divide 41 by 16. 16 2s are 32. Subtract 32 from 41, we have 9. So in the form of fraction, we have 16 as denominator, 2 is here, and 9, which is a remainder, right here. It means that the square root of 145 divided by 256 is equal to 2. 9 by 16. The next question we have 967 by 121. 121 multiply with 9 and 67 is added, we have 1156 divided by 121. Now we take square root of the both numerator and denominator. 1156, firstly we make pair, and then we get a value as well as quotient and divisor. Now we get 3 as well as quotient and divisor. 3 3s are 9. Subtract 9 from 11, we have 2. Bring down the pair, 56, we have 256. Double the value 3, becomes 6. Now we take 4 as well as quotient and divisor. 64 multiply 4, we get 256. It means that the square root of 1156 is 34. Now we factorize or we solve by the division method. 121 we make pair, and then 1 ones are 1. Subtract 1 from 1, we have 0. Bring down the pair, 21. 1, when we double the 1, we have 2. We want to get 21, so 2 we get a value as well as quotient and divisor. 21 multiply 1, we have 21. It means that the square root of 121 is 11. So we have a square root of 1156 is 34 and 121 is 11. And now we divide 34 by 11. 11 3s are 33, we have 1. If we write the denominator in the place of denominator, remainder as here, and then 3 is here. It means that the square root of 967 by 121 is equal to 3 1 by 11. Next question we have square root 6 divided by 8 1 by 6. So 6, we change the mixed fraction into simple fraction. 8 6 are 48. 48 plus 1, we have 49 by 6. This means that 6 divided by 49 by 6, and when we change the divide into multiply, this value becomes reciprocal. So we have 6 divided by 49. It means that 6 multiply 6 divided by 49. 6 6 are 36 and 49. Now we take square root of 36 and 49. The square root of 36 is 6 and the square root of 49 is 7. So we have 6 by 7. It means that the square root of 6 divided by 8 1 by 6 is equal to 6 by 7. Question number 6. Evaluate square root 3 1 by 5 divided by 5 plus square root 3 1 by 8 divided by 8 minus square root 4 9 by 10 divided by 10. We have a value which is 3 1 by 5 divided by 5. 3 square root 3 1 by 8 divided by 8 minus square root 4 9 by 10 divided by 10. It means that fraction we have 5 3s are 15 and 1 16 by 5. It means that 16 by 5 is divided by 5 by 1. Similarly 25 by 8 divided by 8 by 1 minus square root 49 by 10 divided by 10 by 1. If we change divide into multiply, the value becomes reciprocal. So we have 1 by 5. Square root 16 by 5 multiply 1 by 5. Square root 25 by 8 multiply 1 by 8 minus square root 49 by 10 multiply 1 by 10. Now we multiply the values. 16 ones are 16, 5 fives are 25, and next 25 ones are 25, 8 eights are 64, 49 ones are 49, and 10 tens are 100. Square root of 16 is 4, 25 is 5, 25 is 5, 64 is 8, and the square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 100 is 10. Now we have a square root of the values and simple fraction 4 by 5 plus 5 by 8 minus 7 by 10. Now we take LCM. 5 ones are 5, then 5 twos are 10, and 8 is bring down, then 2 fours are 8, 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 ones are 2. Now multiply the values. 2 twos are 4, 4 twos are 8, 8 fives are 40. It means that 40 is the LCM. We divide 40 by 5, 5 eights are 40. We get 8, multiply 8 with 4, 8 fours are 32. Similarly 8 divided by 40, 8 fives are 40. Similarly 40 divided by 8, 8 fives are 40, 5 fives are 25. 40 divided by 10, 10 fours are 40, 4 sevens are 28. We add 32 with 25, we get 57, and subtract 28 from 57, we have 29. It means that we get 29 by 40. So the answer of the value is 29 by 40. Okay students, Allah Hafiz, take care of yourself.